Now the next 5 prints are based like the reeds on, like the reeds that we saw before. They are based, actually the next 4 are based on Lin's lino cuts that he did in 86, and again they were done in just a very small number, and we decided to the estate and myself, we decided to print it just a very small edition of 20 with the colors of the Aboriginal flag. Obviously they are very political, and one of them is dislocation yellow, dislocation red, pawns yellow and pawns red. And the one in the middle, which is reflection, there are quite a lot of samples, and each one is differently because of the technique that it's called rainbow. It was based on one of the coda traces that Lin did with me during the time that we printed. I can't remember which one, but that's the coda trace that he did. And actually he had a very clever idea that he found for himself. He paint on the paper, on this transparent paper, he paint with a material, and then he covered everything and he peeled off. And he found his own ways how to do the right things that suits him perfectly. And every time he used to come to Projection Press, he was perfect. Everything, he came with the coda traces, and when registration in his case was really crucial, but everything was like sort of worked perfectly. And it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure to work with him. So these ones, as I said, they are quite political, these 4, and on the other hand, this reflection is just probably another part of his, another sign of his love to Australia, and probably the Barmah forest, which was the place that was he raised there?
No. His
father was raised. Yeah.
Most of his fond memories came from travelling with his father back there, many times. Constantly, all the time.
So they used to travel to the Barmah.
Quite often. Well, it's only 3 hours drive.
What is the name of the place that he was cremated? I remember the
Kamragunja.
Yeah, Kamragunja
mission station. That's where everyone was. Yeah.
Kamragunja, which is Kamragunja. Sorry, it's on the Murray River between Victoria and New South Wales. Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay. This painting we did. Tiriki and Michael Ether and myself, we were having a good time in Upwey, and we decided to do a painting that will be again a collaboration between the 3 of us, and obviously the idea of this very famous board that Lin did, which is the dingo, it's Lin's symbol, and the stingray, which is Tiriki and Michael Ether's symbol. And they are on this Hokusai, is it Hokusai wave? Yes. Yeah, which is again this idea of the Japanese actually culture, sort of. For me, it's again mixing of culture, and all these 2 figures or creatures, or call them, or symbols, are coming to visit the white bull in Mistake Creek. And here, this is the actually tree, and it's very interesting that this particular tree, it has all these sort of black spots, and if we are talking about trees, let's take to completely different tree. Could you just come? Could you leave? Yeah, this is in a strange way. Obviously, it's sort of this is the tree. That's a painting of Yossel Bergner that connects. It's called "And the Chain Remained," which is to do with the oppression of the Aboriginal people, and it's a continuation of this painting that, if you would like to show this one, which is in the collection of the National Gallery of Victoria, not Jackie will never be in the collection, and so which is that painting was a continuation, a 2004 continuation of this 1946 painting from the collection of the National Gallery of Victoria, and if you can see how this black fellow looks exactly like Kid. I love you too. I love you too. Of look at this sort of Jewish fellow, looks exactly like the Aboriginal person here, which is exactly the topic that we are talking about now. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah, this one is another one which is a reflection that we did from this collaboration prints that I did with Lynn. And as you can see, it was through the carpet people, and they didn't treat it properly. And it was exhibit like that in the Kuri Heritage Trust. So I thought to leave it as is, which is... and this is actually the one that we did our next image, which is here above us, here. Hello, sailor! Hello, sailor! This is actually Tiriki's title, and I love it very much, which is, you know, we had to just put Jack. Jack wasn't there. Jack, yeah. You weren't there, but which is, I like the idea that our two shadows are on the original of Lynn, which is obviously Lynn's spirit is always around these works. And yeah, so let's continue. Okay, so this is another one that we did with the collaboration, and I don't know if you can see, but this particular one is very, very sensitive. So we printed this blue just twice, but as you can see there, this particular one is double printing. So this one is almost the same as the gray, just a tiny, tiny little different. But this one, because it was printed twice, and this is sort of, I think it's a very, very beautiful and sensitive print. I'm not sure that there are a few, I don't know, maybe one or two samples, and very beautiful. This one, I still don't remember exactly what was. It was during the time that we did the tortoises. Tortoises. Yes, but I was under this impression of Rover Thomas's. For me, this shape is a Rover Thomas. It's because once I was in the Kimberleys, and Rover was painting. There was something that was a shape. I think he painted Lake Argal or Lake Gregory, which is one of his places there in the Kimberleys, and which is shapes like this one. But for me, it looks like a skull or something like that. And I looked at him, and I did probably 50 photographs of him painting this. And the next day I came, I could see this one in the rubbish bin. And well, I didn't touch, I didn't do anything. The next day I came, and I can see Queenie Mackenzie is working on the same painting. I said, Queenie, what do you do? He said, Rover pays me for this. So, you know, they're working collaboration without this nonsense white people who owns the work and who copyrights and schmoppyright. He asked her to do the dots because she did much better than him. So I thought it's probably there are 7 spirits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is a good number. And 7 spirits to Rover Thomas. And we did it on this beautiful things, but very interesting. When I found it, it was lying in somewhere there in my house. But I realized that we did what we did, and probably this one, and then we printed the last color on top of everything. So it was, I don't know.